More than a little threatening, the Martikovs stand before the party. The elder Martikov, Davian Martikov, informs the adventurers that they were watching the battle between the Druids and the party from a safe distance. Turns out that the Druids had been attacking regularly from the nearby Aster Hill, a half-day away. Davian Martikov also remarks at how ransacked their homes, including missing ledgers and the like. The party, feeling guilty for stealing their shit, explains that they assumed the winery had been abandoned, and returns all their loot, save for the Tome of Strahd. Davian expresses concern that they may still have to abandon the winery as the wine they did have had been poisoned. The party informs him that the vats have been cured of their malady, at which point Davian Martikov pulls the party away from his other family members to share with them a secret. He tells the adventurers he's gay. No, he doesn't say that. He tells the adventurers that the only reason he was able to make wine in this difficult land was due to 3 large magical crystals, each connected to a vintage. He had buried the 3 magical crystals in the vineyard, and their magic was the only thing that allowed the vines to grow. The green crystal that provided the magic for their champagne was taken 30 years ago. The red crystal that provided the magic for their Red Dragon Crush was stolen by Baba Lazaga a year ago. The purple crystal that provided the magic for their Purple Great Mash No. 3 was stolen by the Druids a week ago. Davian shares that while he used these 3 crystals for wine, they have a strong magical property far beyond agriculture. The party of adventurers agrees to track down these crystals. Davian thanks them and instructs the party to tell Erwin, birds of a feather flock together. As the party leaves to head back to town, they watch the whole Martikov family reunite. Davian and his 2 eldest children join a fat cherubic man leading several grandchildren and another woman with a baby on her hip. On the trip back to town, Wells sleeps with the staff. Wells stops sleeping with the staff. It's inappropriate. Anyway, he sleeps with the staff, and he figures out that it can be used to protect the wielder and their allies from the blights. Passing the tower from down the road, the party sees a purple carriage, now sits parked outside. On the way back into town, the party once again passes the Vistani camp. One of their people, Luvash, tries to flag down the party, who return the middle finger he gave them on their previous encounter. Mollified and much more humble and sober, he asks for help, looking for a missing girl, Arabella, who had been last seen going to the Blue Water Inn on an errand. The party agrees to help and heads for the inn. At the Blue Water, the party updates Erwin on everything that happened at the Wizards of Wine and uses the words, birds of a feather flock together. Erwin gives the party their reward of 50 gold. They notice Rittavio, aka Van Richten, and ask if he might know the owner of the mysterious purple carriage parked at his tower. He says he knows exactly whose carriage that is. That carriage belongs to his protege, Esmeralda. They ask after the Vistani girl, Arabella. Rittavio does remember seeing a Vistani girl matching their description walking toward the lake. The party picks up the items they ordered from Blinsky. Odessa shows off on her glamored studded leather before settling on a drab, nondescript dress. Returning to the search for Arabella, the group heads off to the lake. At the bank of the lake, the adventurers see tracks in the mud of something being dragged. The tracks lead to 3 beached boats and a muddy gouge from a 4th boat that had been there recently enough. They turn to the lake to see a lone boat drifting to the middle of the ominous black lake. As they watch, a figure takes a wriggling sack and tosses it overboard. The party jumps into the 3 remaining boats, launching them out into the water. Paddling as fast as they can, using their heroic skills to slice through the water. Upon reaching the lone boat, everyone dives in the water, saving Arabella, as Wells tackles and restrains the would-be murderer. The feat should have been much harder, but the man Bluto seems nearly catatonic, insisting life doesn't really matter. After returning to the shore with the now free Arabella, they question Bluto. When pressed, he can give no better reason for trying to kill Arabella, even after X breaks the man's finger. They return their attention to Arabella and inquire as to what had brought her into the man's grasp. She tells them she needs ingredients for a cake for Blinsky's, who she says has the best cake ingredients in Barovia. Without hesitation, the party decides to escort her. They visit and collect the ingredients from Blinsky, happy for an excuse to visit their friend. After a brief visit, the adventurers deliver Arabella, the attempted murderer, and the ingredients to the Vistani, and head out to Van Richten's tower. Upon arrival at Van Richten's tower, the party finds the purple carriage still parked at its base. Odessa changes her armor to match the colors of the forest floor very smartly, and sneaks up to inspect the carriage. She finds a trap on the door to the carriage and tries to disarm it very badly, and the carriage explodes, sending Odessa flying. Esmeralda comes out the door of the tower yelling, What the fuck?